let's take a look at my $32,000 Pokemon card collection. I'm Elias from Mobile Cards. Now, this does not include the inventory from the store. You guys can't see it, but it's over there. I know right now it looks like I'm inside the giant intestines of some monster. It's the attic. We got insulation in. Don't quite have the whatever we're going to put around it, right? Sheetrock, wood, we're not sure yet. Working on that. So, let's take a look at my personal collection of Pokemon cards. This includes singles, graded, master sets, as well as some decks, right? I love the old vintage decks. Modern decks, I still keep one, but I like the vintage decks quite a bit. So let's take a look at my graded cards. So you guys voted on Instagram which ones you'd like to see. Comment down below what you guys would like to see next. This is going to be a 3-part series. Today we're doing graded cards. So do you want to see individual singles or do you want to see my master sets next? Comment down below, let me know. But let's get going. So, very first card we're pulling out here. Didn't plan it, but look. We have the Blaine's Charizard. So, this is a PSA 7 Blaine's Charizard. I believe it is the... Is this the air one? Let's see. Yes, it is. So, for those of you who don't know, that's a fighting energy down there. And the Blaine's Charizard is more likely to actually have the air than have the correction. So the correct one is actually more rare than the air card. So keep that in mind. If you have the air, don't think you got money, coming out your ears all of a sudden, okay? Now, one thing I didn't show you guys. One of the reasons I wanted to show you guys my collection, one, I got a new Ultra Pro graded case to keep my graded cards. Before I was just using it in cardboard, right? One of those cardboard boxes you put singles. This is going to keep the cards much safer. So, and then I also have the Dragon Shield Fortresses for my singles, and then the Dragon Shield binder as well. So it's a hard cover. The computer's sitting on it, so I can't pull it out. But you can put 3-page binders in it. It is a D-ring, so they won't get those bends. But it has a hard case to make sure it sits up, so you don't get the leaning or the squishing of the card. So I really wanted to go through and kind of put this together and transfer everything over. And I figured I'd let you guys in on it as I do it. So I'm going to be putting everything in the new case. So the first one down is the Blaine's Charizard from, was that Gym Heroes? Jesus, I can't get this thing open. No wonder this thing was so freaking expensive. Did they make this thing child-proof? All right. It's still child-proof. All right. Hold on. All right, let's just fast forward that, act like that didn't just take me 30 minutes. So Blaine's Charizard, number 1. So I actually do have this completed in the master set. So some of these you'll actually see again later in my master set. Some of them are graded. So it's not like in the binder, they're all together. Some are going to be the graded side. So this is my Gym Heroes or Gym Challenge. I can't remember which one, but this is a mastered set. So random next graded. Another Charizard. I'm literally just grabbing these guys out of a random pile that's right over here. So we have the Shining Charizard. This one was actually a very recent pickup. I got it for a couple $100. It's a 6.5 CGC. Yeah, you can see the sticker right down there. This one, what was it from? Neo Genesis? Believe this is Neo Genesis, right? These Shining cards are freaking beautiful, right? Very hard to find. So I buy these graded cards not because of a high grade. I want to have a near mint card. I want a card that's in excellent condition, so that way 20 years from now I can show someone it's not beat up. So by just being able to get a graded card, even if it's not a PSA 9 or 10, they're in pretty good freaking condition. I don't know if you guys can see. Very little whitening, no damage down there, right? So be able to get a 20-year-old card that looks near brand new, better than some cards you'll get out of a pack. That's why I buy some of these lower graded lower graded cards, right? Versus going on TCG Player, buying a near mint, which is going to be way more expensive, but also you don't know what you're going to get. With the graded cards, I know what I'm getting, right? I know it's near mint. I know it's not a 10. I know it's not a 3. I know it's what I want. So that's why I buy a lot of these. And a lot of times they're cheaper because it didn't get a high grade. So all right, next one. We're going to start moving a little faster through these. You guys got the backstory now. So, this is the Swampert EX. This I actually don't have mastered. I had the last two, but not this one. This is a e-reader. E-reader cards are my absolute favorite sets to go through. I need to move on to the Ruby and Sapphire era. All the Sky Ridge, Calopolis, whatever that one's called. Again, remember, I was deaf once and can't speak correctly. Don't blame me. Next one, another e-reader card. I'm sure you guys are going to see the theme here. This one, I believe I won on auction on heritage.com. Man, Heritage, it's so nice because not everyone's on there auctioning, but their fees are ridiculous. So you can get, like, I think this one I got for like $100, where on eBay it was going like $300-400. But then once all the fees from Heritage are done, it was nearly $300 anyways. So I'm going to get me a quick drink from Life Aid. This isn't a sponsor. I guess technically I am sponsored from them. This is from the gym, and they sponsor us. So, sponsor from Life Aid. But moving on, another EX. These might actually have been organized beforehand, so it might not be so random. So, this is a Kingdra EX, a 9. I actually got this with the Blaziken, same day. Again, I love these EX cards. I love the realistic and kind of dark grittiness to the card arts versus everything always looking cartoony. That's why I love the EX series cards. Another EX card. Pidgeot. Pretend I didn't say that. The e-reader cards are currently the ones I'm working on collecting, and they're so freaking hard to find. So it's not even like, oh, you got money and you can buy one. It's hard just to get a good conditioned one. Again, that's why I go through these and buy graded ones versus near mint, lightly played. They're much harder to find than the graded. The graded are easier to find. And know when you got a good condition. The e-readers are just near impossible to even find a good conditioned one. So graded all the way when I go for them. And we got Gyarados from base set. Nothing fancy. I think this was one of my cards I got graded. This was one of, you'll see a lot of these blue labeled CGCs. About 2 or 3 years ago, I sent in a bunch of my cards just to see what I'd get. Never done graded before. Haven't done it since. Pretty much just buy them since. Here we have the, oh wow, I feel like a freaking idiot. So, I was over here saying I don't know which one this is from. The name is literally at the top of the card, so. But we got Megaton from base set as well, 7.5. Just so you guys know, I go a lot of these videos just randomly. I'm so busy, I don't have time to really dig in, do research. I write a little bit of a script to make sure I hit my topic points, but that's about it. So I'm not over here filming like 20 times. I got a newborn baby, born 2 days ago. She's beautiful. And then I got a gym. The card shop is freaking insane, right? We're hitting nearly a 7 figures a year now at the card shop, and that's nutty, especially with other business. They're both full-time. This is just a last trainer. Nothing special there. Again, I sent in a bunch of base cards during that time. We have a Super Potion. Again, I just went through the ones I thought were in good condition just to see if I get any 10s. I didn't know much about it at the time. Nidoran. Now, you may ask why I got this one done. This is a Shadowless. Nidoran is just one of my favorite Pokemon. Every original game... Oh, about broke the camera. Every original game, I always run a Nidoking. So, one of my favorite Pokemon. Man, not base. Gen 1 has so many of my favorite Pokemon. Poliwag, Sandshrew, Nidoking. Blastoise. So this is actually a really poor Blastoise. It's only a 3, as you can see. But this is one of the very few cards I have from childhood. So, I've had this card very long. So Blastoise was my first starter in Pokemon, and the only Pokemon I've ever got to level 100 in a game, naturally, not using the rare candy cheat. So we have a super energy removal from base set as well. A lot of the CGCs you'll see as base set. Jungle, Victory Bell. I love Victory Bell. Again, this another one I sent in myself. I should say base, fossil, and jungle. We have the Mewtwo lower one again, one that I sent in. I just want graded to keep it safe and protected. It's not grading. It's not all about just making money on stuff. Keep it protected. Keep it safe. So then later in the future you will have it. Oh, there's the Nidoking. Awesome. Now this is a very unique card. This can be a hard card to find. This is the Pikachu Black Star promo from Build-A-Bear, right? There's a few different iterations. I think this was the first one. So it's actually worth quite a bit. Kind of hard to find there. I know when I got this, I could only find like 2 or 3 of them. I was collecting all the Pikachu Workshop Bears. Not Workshop Bears, all the Workshop cards. That one was very expensive to find. Now, this is actually the wife's card, so not mine. That is the Sylveon GX. Graded pretty high. So when I decided to send some of mine in, we want to send some of hers in. And basically, she thought it would be nice to get up all the fairy cards. So she got a lot of the fairy cards, a lot of Sylveon cards to hold on to. She really liked them. It's a shame they don't make them anymore, fairies. Empoleon. So I had just pulled this one out of Battle Styles when I sent my cards in. So I felt like I needed to get it graded. Empoleon now, I can't remember how high it's sitting, about $80. Is that right? $50, $80 right now from Battle Styles? I think it's going to go up. Battle Styles is probably one of my favorite sets of all time. I know people dog on it. It might just be because that's when I really got into it because we opened the card shop. I collected a little bit here and there before that. When I was older, I definitely collected base all through the Neos. But this is when I really started ripping packs and really getting into it. And this was my first ultra rare, or alt art. One of the first alt arts. We have the Sylveon GX. This is one I was bummed out about. 9.5. There was absolutely nothing wrong. Which, comment down below if I'm actually remembering right. Recently, CGC, they changed labels, but they also announced any 9.5s can be sent in and turned into a 10. Is that right? Am I remembering that correctly? Comment down below and let me know, because I may do that, because I'm planning on sending some more CGC cards in soon. Let me know about that. I'll remove that. Oh, this is a recent one. I got an auction. That's a very good deal. I actually won this as $120 when the regular one, the ungraded raw card, was still at like 180, 190. It's one of those, every once in a while, I'll just put a bid in and be like, let's see if I get it. If I don't, I don't care. But if I do, awesome. And this is one of those I put in a $100 bid, 120, and ended up winning. So, only a really new alt art I have graded. Oh, if you guys were around when I first started YouTube, you'll remember how hard I fought for this card. So, that is the Beedrill alt art. I was determined to pull this and not buy it. I bought it. So, I never managed to pull this one. It's just one of my favorite. It's weird. Beedrill's not one of my favorite Pokemon in the games. Don't really use them. But I love all Beedrill cards. I have so many Beedrill cards. I'm even going around trying to finish all of them at this point. I think their cards are amazing. Don't know why. Just do. Kind of like Crobat. Crobat also has amazing cards all the time. One of my favorite cards are actually in here. It's a Crobat. I'll be able to show you that one soon. And we have another. Are these considered e-readers? I don't think they are. Level X cards. So Empoleon Level X. I think this was the first of this trio that got a card. This was the first time they ever been printed. And then we have its buddy, Infernape. These two actually came together. Actually won both of these at Heritage again at the same time as that Swampert. Another one of Midian's cards. Oh God, we just did a video of this the other day. God of Wire, Guard of Wire, Guard of. Okay, now I'm gonna try anymore. This one was one of my nephews. I actually should probably give this to him. He was really into Pokemon at the time, and when I was sending in my cards to get graded, he asked me if I could send this one in for him to see what he got. I could tell it wasn't going to get good because it literally looked like it came out of his pocket. So, but Ash's Greninja is one of his favorite Pokemon. Now this one actually isn't graded, but I'll show you anyways. One of the I had a buddy give this to me. I don't know how he got it, but it's a Flygon stamped winter card, right? Stamped promo e-reader. This is one of my favorite cards I own, so I keep it in this case. I don't think it's too expensive. I think it's like $130, $140. But there's not too many of them. So I love this card. Keep it in this nice protective case. We got Nidoqueen from base set. Looks like we're going to be getting a bunch of base sets back. I really don't have too many tins. I don't think I have any tins. Not tins, like metal tins. I mean like rated tins. We shall see. I might have one or two. But this is another trainer card. I think I'm going to separate those out from the Pokemon, to be honest. So when I'm looking through, I'm not nostalgia baiting on a bunch of trainer cards. 8.5 Vileplume. Someone asked me the other day on Instagram what my favorite type of Pokemon was. Oddly, it's grass. I wouldn't think that. I would think it would have been something cool like Ice, Dragon, right? Fighting, right? I'm a fighter. You think fighting. But overall, I like most grass Pokemon. Like water. Water's probably my second favorite. There's always a water or grass. I'm just like, this is awesome. I'll keep it. All right, and now we have a base set Charizard, right? Not a shadowless, but at least from the original, right? Not a second edition. I guess technically it's second edition because shadowless was really first edition, or shadowless first edition was first edition, then shadowless non-first edition was second edition. It's real weird how they name stuff. Very confusing. We have Kadabra. And just so you guys know, I talk really quick. My goal is to wipe Danny Phantom out on his record of how fast he can talk per minute. I'm determined to beat his record of how fast he can talk, and I probably can easily do it. I'm a very fast talker, which is why I make a lot of speaking mistakes. So I should slow it down a little bit. You guys aren't in 1.5 play mode, so if you need to, you can do it at 0.5 and I'll sound normal to you. Venomoth. I think I watched a video the other day that Venomoth and Venonat aren't in very many games. They're one of the least used Pokemon in Pokemon games, which is a shame. I love the theories, though, about them being switched up with Butterfree, Imposter, Professor Oak. All right, so we're getting to some of the Neo cards. So this is a Neo Blissey at a 6. Again, only a 6, but look how good condition that is. Right? Again, if you need a card and you want to make sure it's in fabulous shape, but you don't want to run the risk of having to return it and all that, just get it graded. Again, it may not ever be a 10, but you have a card that's in good shape that you can admire. Again, I'm not buying these for resale value later. These are just for me to look at. We have the Ho-Ho from Neo Revelation. I was actually never a big fan of this card. Everyone goes nuts for this one. This one, the more graded cards and flipped cards. I simply got it just to finish off my Neo Revelation set. So I love this one, though. This was actually one of, not this one specifically. Kind of screensaver came up while recording. Odd. So this was actually one of my first pulls from a Neo set, was the Dark Typhlosion. Not this specific one, but just overall. So I love this card, one of my favorite cards. I think I actually got like 3 of those. So there's a bunch of ungraded ones. Now, a lot of these just came in over a few months ago. This is the first edition Porygon 2. I think I got 2 of these as well. Because I was just finishing up my Neo sets a few months ago. That's why these are so disorganized. Shining Raichu. Again, it's only a 6, but look at that. Looks great. Again, could have had one all beat up, but got a nice one. Blossom. I love this card. Don't know why. This card and the Jump Pluff speak to me. Maybe it's the grass thing. No, I didn't smoke any grass to feel that way. So that's bad for you. I've never smoked, never drink, never will. You shouldn't either. It's horrible for you. Houndoom. Near Mint 7. Love this card. This can be a hard one to find. In good shape, I should say. Again, all these are easy to find. You're just going to get a crappy one. So, Lugia. Very interesting one. So, this one, I got in the mail before we moved. And then it got lost for like 3 months. Guy wouldn't return my calls, wouldn't answer me. Ended up having to do a refund through eBay. 3 months later, it showed up at my house. Not this house, but my old house. And the person who lived there, I guess they had my phone number from some mail. And they called me and let me have it. So that was really cool of them. I would have called and, gave that eBay person their money. But, they never answered me. So this is a Shining Magikarp. Shining Magikarp is what? Like a $300-$400 card? These are pretty expensive. The graded cards make up a huge chunk. And that's a lot, not because they're worth a lot more than the raw. It's because I was spending so much more money on cards, like on an individual card. I wanted to make sure it was good. Because there's been some I bought and I didn't realize it was a defect till later. And with so many coming in, I won't lie, I'm bad at checking quality when they come in. So it's just easier to get it graded for me. So that's why you see a lot of CGCs as well. One, I graded with them, but also they can be a little cheaper than PSA. Heracross. Had a buddy in a Facebook group I used to run. Technically I'm still the admin of it, but I spend no time on it. I just don't have the time. It's one of those things I had to cut. But his favorite Pokemon was Pinsir. He collected every Pinsir card ever. This is the only... What is that? Oh, well, let's get him frame. Alright, it's not going to work. SGC I've ever had. I simply got it because the Blade Moltres was super cheap. Yeah, it's an 8. So, worst case scenario, it's a CGC 6, but still good shape. I think, is that the one that Rudy from Alpha Investment owns? Or bought? Or runs specials through now? So let me know in the comments. Alright, now we're getting to the good stuff. Beedrill from Skyrim, just one of my favorite cards, guys. Again, I love this is the other thing that's cool about graded. I can do this. I can touch it. Normal cards, you get a very old vintage card. You don't want to touch it. So these I can actually touch. I love this Beedrill. One of my favorite cards of all time. I love that scary, realistic looking art. Doesn't look 3D printed. It looks 3D, but not like you made it on a computer cheaply. It looks very well hand drawn. This is a Blastoise Reverse Holo. I actually don't think I have the Holo version of this, and I want it. It's one of my favorites. Again, we're on a roll here. We have the Gym Challenge Gyarados 6. Giovanni's Nidoking. Beautiful card. Gym Challenge is probably my favorite set of all time. One of them. Gym Challenge, Gym Hero. I love all the arts. That's why I'm really excited for Journey Together and the Team Rocket set coming after. Heat Wave Arena is coming up in Japan in about 2 weeks. So I'm super excited about those. This is a legendary collection card. I about said the one from the Neo series. We got Shining Kabutops. This is not what I paid. I might have paid that. Maybe. I'm not sure. Horrible memory. Shiny card, though. Again, another 6. Those 6s I find are the sweet spot. You get a PSA 6. It's still near mint, supposedly, but to me, you look at the back, it looks fantastic. But at 6, you see a significant price drop from near mint. like a raw card, where a near mint raw card, everyone's like, oh, it could be a 10. You'll double your money, and it never is. So unless you pulled it yourself, it's probably not a 10. They're going to grade it themselves if it looks that good and it's that old. So a 6 is like, I'm going to get it at a cheaper price than raw. I'm not expecting to get a 10 on anything. So happy medium for me. Shining Charizard. No, another SDGC. Shining Mewtwo. I think this one I had to get one and I had to send it back because it was all damaged. And I had to get this one. I think it was a raw one. I think that's when I decided I'll just do graded. Hollow Gym Heroes? Erica. The Gym Hero trainers are actually pretty nice. Light Dragonite. I know. Oh, no, that is a hollow. Jesus Christ, you can barely see that thing. Pokemon was stingy with these hollows. Put a little more on there. I think I did that like 9 times thinking it wasn't a hollow. Oh, I love this card. The Venusaur Black Star promo. I believe this is the CD-ROM promo that came with one of the games. I can't remember for the life of me. I just purchased this because, it's Bulba cards, and Venusaur's Bulba's big brother. My big bro. Look, that's probably the best card for Venusaur, besides like the alt art from Brilliant Stars. All right, guys, we're getting to the end game here. So if you've made it this long, I appreciate it. Be sure to subscribe. But we only got a few cards left. Man, I thought that case was going to be full up. I think we're only halfway through the filling it, so I'm going to have to buy some more. Another 9 Slow King. Let's take that out. Ooh. Another Typhlosion. Again, both these Typhlosions just hit so freaking hard. Dark Scizor. People love Scizor. I don't get it. It's not one of those Pokemon I've ever... Like, I remember when Scizor came out, because it was metal, everyone's like freaking out over it. Never was for me. And it wasn't one I was really ever into. We have the Tyranitar. Is this a shining card? No, not the shining one. Dark Feraligatr. Again, the Neo series. Just one of the best, by far. Like, overall. Besides the EX series from Wizards of the Coast, the Neo, just almost everything looks good. I think the reason I like the Neo series better than the EX cards is the commons and uncommons look fantastic as well, where the e-reader cards of the commons and uncommons of the e-readers from Wizards of the Coast, some of them just look odd to me. But like everything from the Neo series is good. The energies, the commons, the uncommons, just perfect. All right, we're down to the last 3 or 4. We got Politoed, one of the most overlooked Pokemon ever. Do you guys remember this? Politoed. It's a Pokemon. Poliwag is one of my favorite Pokemon, probably top 2. And I don't remember Politoed very often. Poliwrath, all day. Hitmontop, first edition. I think this might come in a deck. I might be wrong on that. Okay. I'm going to save this one. We got one more other card left. Let's do this one last because it's my absolute favorite card. Comment down below. All right, from that sneak peek, comment down below what you think this card is. I'll give you 20 seconds. I'm not going to wait. I'll do the other card first, and we'll come back to this one. But comment down below what you think it's going to be. E-Reader. It wasn't the E-Reader Starmie. That's a different card. I love this card. All right. Drum roll. Somehow we started off with fire with the 2 Charizards, and we're finishing it with my absolute favorite card. Somehow it was at the end. Don't know why, don't know how, but it worked out perfectly. What did you comment? Are you going to get it right? I gave you a hint earlier. And you haven't seen any other versions of this Pokemon, so it has to be it. It is the Crobat. This is absolutely my favorite card of all time. It is the Crobat from Skyridge. I massively overpaid for this card. I've always loved this card. During the pandemic. I say it with an accent. I don't even have an accent. Pandemic, y'all. During the pandemic, Speaking of which, with that accent, there's this cool guy on YouTube, Instagram. Go check him out. He does Pokemon redneck. Uh, what's the word? Phrases, right? Hilarious guy. Go subscribe and like him. I think I shared one of his stuff earlier today. Um, guy's hilarious. But on to this one, Crobat. During the pandemic, I saw on eBay there was literally only 2 of these, and TCG Player was sold out. And I'm not talking about condition and near mint. I'm talking about all. There wasn't any. There was 0 of them. And FOMO smacked me in the back of the head. So I panicked, like, dude, this card's gonna be impossible to find. It'll never be available again. So I ended up bidding on this one. I think I got it for like $800. Probably the most I've ever spent on a graded card. And now I think it sits around 500. So 50% decrease, not bad, but this is a card I'm never selling. I'm happy that I spent it and got it, because let's say it would have turned out no more would ever gone up. I got the card. I'm never looking back. I had the money. I'm happy with this thing. So those are my graded cards. Next, we will look at either individual singles or my master sets. So be sure to let me know down below which ones you want to see, and let me know what was your favorite graded card I had. Mine's the Crobat. That the Shining Charizard's pretty up there. The Beedrill, that one's pretty hard to beat. But Crobat, absolute favorite. What was yours? Which one did you like the most? Don't forget to like, subscribe. This is part 1 of a 3-video series. I will see you guys at the next one.